I'm standing in the hotel lobby, my daughter's hand gripping mine, and I can't breathe. The man I ran from 8 years ago is 10 feet away. Kang Min-jun, Korean Mafia boss. The father who never knew. His eyes lock on me, then on her, and I watch him freeze. Because Hana has his eyes, his face, his blood. I thought I left this life behind. I thought we were safe. But the Korean Mafia just found my child. And now, everything I built is about to burn. Seoul was neon and shadows. I moved through both like a ghost. My name was Thandiwe. But in the Kang Mafia, I was just T. The security specialist who never missed a threat, never asked questions, and never got close to anyone. I liked it that way. Emotions were liabilities. Attachments were death sentences. I'd seen what happened to people who cared too much. They ended up in the Han River with concrete shoes. So I stayed cold, professional, invisible. Until him. Kang Min-jun walked into the strategy room like he owned the air itself. Tall, sharp suit, eyes like black ice. He was the air, the prince of the underworld, untouchable. Status report, he said, his voice low and controlled. I straightened. Perimeter is secure, 3 exit points monitored, rival gang activity detected near Gangnam Station. His gaze flicked to me, lingered. You're new. 6 months, I replied. Transferred from the Lagos operation. Africa. He stepped closer. Why Seoul? Better pay. Less heat. His mouth almost smiled. Almost. You don't look like you scare easily. I don't scare at all, sir. Good. He turned to the maps on the table. Because tonight, we're walking into a trap. My pulse quickened. Explain. The Park family is hosting a peace negotiation at the Golden Dragon Hotel. It's a setup. They want to eliminate my father and take over our territory. Then don't go. We have to. His jaw tightened. Refusing shows weakness. Weakness invites war. I studied him. Beneath the cold exterior, I saw the weight he carried. The impossible choices. The blood on his hands that would never wash off. I'll position snipers, I said, and a backup escape route through the kitchen. He looked at me again. Really looked. What's your name? Your real name. I hesitated. Names were personal. Personal was dangerous. Thandiwe. Thandiwe. He repeated it slowly, like tasting something unfamiliar. It means the loved one. How do you know that? I pay attention. Something shifted in the air between us. I felt it. He felt it. And we both knew we shouldn't. We leave in 2 hours, he said, breaking the moment. Don't let me die tonight, Thandiwe. I don't plan to, Min-jun. His eyes darkened at the use of his first name, but he didn't correct me. The Golden Dragon Hotel was a gilded cage. Chandeliers, silk curtains, smiles that hid knives. I moved through the crowd in a black dress, a gun strapped to my thigh, my eyes scanning every face, every hand, every shadow. Min-jun sat at the negotiation table with his father and 3 other Kang family members. Across from them, the Park family. All smiles, all lies. I positioned myself near the east exit, my earpiece crackling with updates from our team outside. 2 vans approaching the back entrance, a voice reported, armed men inside. My heart slammed. I crossed the room swiftly, leaning close to Min-jun's ear. We have company. Back exit. 30 seconds. He didn't flinch, just nodded once. Father, he said calmly, I think we're done here. Mr. Kang's eyes narrowed. He understood immediately. The Park family leader smiled. Leaving so soon? Yes, Min-jun said, standing. We'll be in touch. That's when the lights went out. Gunfire exploded. Glass shattered. Screams tore through the room. I grabbed Min-jun's arm and pulled him toward the kitchen. His father and the others followed, returning fire as we ran. Bullets ripped through the walls. I shoved open the kitchen door, leading them through steam and chaos, past terrified chefs, toward the service exit. "Go!" I shouted. Minjun's father went first, disappearing into the alley where our cars waited. But Minjun stopped. He turned back to me. "Come with us. I'm covering the exit. Thandiwe, go." He hesitated. Just 1 second. Then he ran. I held my position, firing twice at the shadows pursuing us, buying them time. When the alley was clear, I slipped out and disappeared into the Seoul night. Later, back at the safe house, Minjun found me on the rooftop. The city glittered below us, indifferent to the violence in its belly. "You saved my life tonight," he said quietly. "It's my job." "No." He stepped closer. "You risked yours for mine. That's different." I didn't answer. He was too close now. I could feel the heat of him. "Why did you really come to Seoul, Thandiwe?" "I told you. Better pay." "Liar." I met his eyes. "I was running from something. Just like you." "I'm not running." "Yes, you are." I turned to face him fully. "You're running from the man your father wants you to be. The monster. The killer. You hate this life as much as I do." His expression cracked. "Just for a moment. Then why do we stay?" "Because we don't know how to leave." Silence stretched between us. Then he said, "If I could leave, I'd take you with me." My breath caught. "Don't," I whispered. "Don't say things like that." "Why not?" "Because we both know it's impossible." He reached out, his fingers brushing my cheek. "Maybe impossible is all we have." I should have walked away. I should have remembered the rules. But I didn't. I stayed. I stayed on that rooftop with him, knowing it would destroy me. And somewhere in the distance I heard sirens. Or maybe it was my own heart screaming a warning I refused to hear. 3 weeks passed. We pretended nothing had changed. Minjun gave orders. I followed them. We didn't speak about the rooftop, about his words, about the line we'd almost crossed. But every time our eyes met, the air crackled. Dangerous. Electric. Inevitable. Then came the warehouse raid. The Park family retaliated for the failed assassination. They hit one of our supply points in Incheon. Minjun led the response team. I was his shadow. We arrived at the warehouse to find it burning. Our men were dead. Execution style. Minjun's face went cold. Empty. "Find survivors," he ordered. We searched the wreckage, the smoke, the bodies. Nothing. Just death. I found Minjun standing alone near the water, staring at the flames reflected on the black surface. "This is my fault," he said quietly. "No, it's theirs. I should have hit them first. I hesitated, and my people died." I stepped beside him. "You hesitated because you're not a monster. Don't let them turn you into one." He laughed bitterly. "Too late." "It's not." He turned to me, and I saw the fracture in him. The boy beneath the boss, the soul drowning in blood. "Why do you look at me like that?" he whispered. "Like what?" "Like I'm worth saving." My throat tightened. "Because you are." He moved closer. His hand found mine. "I can't stop thinking about you, Thandiwe." "Minjun, I know it's wrong. I know it's dangerous. But I don't care anymore." "You should." "Why?" His voice broke. "What's the point of surviving if I'm already dead inside?" I felt the walls crumbling. All the discipline, all the rules, gone. "This will ruin us," I whispered. "I know. Your father will kill me. I know. We can't go back from this. I know." He cupped my face in his hands. "But I need you. Just once. Just tonight." Let me feel alive before this world buries me completely. I should have said no. I should have walked away. But I kissed him instead. We went to his private apartment, the one his father didn't know about. A small place, almost normal. He locked the door behind us. For a moment, we just stood there, breathing, knowing what this meant. Then his hands were in my hair, and mine were pulling at his shirt, and we collided like two stars burning out. Then D-Way, he whispered against my skin. Tell me to stop. Don't stop. He carried me to the bedroom. The city lights streamed through the windows, painting us in gold and shadow. He was gentle, desperate, real. For one night, we weren't Mafia. We were just two broken people finding something whole. Fade to black, romance implied, not explicit. I woke at dawn. Minjun was asleep beside me, his face peaceful for the first time since I'd met him. I watched him, memorizing every detail, because I knew the truth. This couldn't last. Morning always came, and the Mafia didn't forgive love. I slipped out of bed, dressed quietly, and wrote him a note. Last night was real, but reality doesn't change. We both know what happens if they find out. Stay safe, Minjun. Forget me. I left it on the pillow. Then I walked out of his apartment and back into the cold. But I couldn't forget him. And a week later, when his father summoned me to his office, I knew something had shifted. Mr. Kang sat behind his desk, his eyes like razors. You've been seen with my son. My blood froze. We work together, sir. Don't insult me. He stood. I know what happened, and I'm telling you now. Stay away from Minjun. He's my heir, my legacy, and you're a distraction I won't tolerate. Fear coiled in my stomach. I understand. Do you? He stepped closer. Because if I find out you've compromised his focus again, I'll make sure you disappear. Permanently. I held his gaze. It won't happen again. Good. He turned away. You're reassigned. Busan operations. You leave tonight. My heart shattered. Yes, sir. I didn't say goodbye to Minjun. I couldn't. Because if I saw him again, I'd break. So I packed my things and left Seoul in silence. But 2 weeks later, in a dirty bathroom in Busan, staring at a pregnancy test, I realized leaving wasn't enough. The test was positive. I was carrying Kang Minjun's child, and the Mafia would kill us both if they ever found out. I stared at that test, my hands shaking, and knew my life was over. I could run, or I could die. There was no third option. And somewhere in Seoul, Minjun had no idea he was about to become a father. I had 3 choices. Tell Minjun. Stay. Watch our child become a pawn in the Mafia's endless war. Tell his father. Beg for mercy. Hope he didn't kill me on the spot. Or run. I chose survival. I stole money from the Busan operation. Not much. Just enough to disappear. I erased my digital footprint, burned my documents, bought a fake passport under a new name. Then I staged my death. A car accident. A fire. A body too burned to identify. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough. And on a rainy October night, I boarded a plane to Cape Town and left Korea forever. The first months were agony. I lived in a tiny apartment in Observatory, working cash jobs, keeping my head down. My belly grew, and every night I dreamed of Minjun. Did he mourn me? Did he think I'd abandoned him? Did he know the truth about the accident? Or had his father already told him I was expendable? I'd never know, because I could never go back. Hana was born on a warm March morning. I held her in my arms, staring at her perfect little face, and my heart broke in 1,000 ways. She had Minjun's eyes, dark and deep, his cheekbones, his serious expression, even as a newborn. You look just like your father, I whispered. and I'm so sorry he'll never know you. I named her Hana. It meant flower in Korean. A small piece of him I could keep. The years passed. I built a life. I became a hotel manager at the Cape Grace, a luxury property near the waterfront. Hana grew, smart, curious, fearless. She asked about her father once. "Where is he, Mama?" I knelt beside her. "Far away, baby. But he loved you, even if he never got to meet you. Will he come find us?" "No, sweetheart. He can't." She didn't ask again. I convinced myself we were safe. 8 years. No contact. No threats. The Kang Mafia believed I was dead. Minjun had probably moved on. Married someone his father approved of. Had other children. I was a ghost. And ghosts didn't get second chances. Then came the night everything ended. It was a Thursday evening. Late shift at the hotel. Hana sat in my office doing homework while I handled check-ins. The lobby was quiet, elegant, safe, until the doors opened. I looked up, and my entire world stopped. Kang Min-jun walked in. Older, sharper, more dangerous. And beside him, a beautiful woman in a white cocktail dress. His fiancée. They approached the front desk. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Our eyes met. Recognition slammed into him like a bullet. His face went pale, then red, then ice cold. Thandiwe, my name, in his voice. After 8 years. The woman beside him frowned. "Minjun, do you know her?" He didn't answer, just stared at me like I'd risen from the grave, which I suppose I had. "You're alive," he whispered. I nodded. Barely. "How?" Then Hana walked out of my office. "Mama, I finished my..." She stopped, looked at Minjun, and Minjun looked at her. Time fractured. I watched his brain connect the pieces, the timeline, the resemblance, the impossible truth. Hana was 8 years old. She had his eyes, his face, his blood. "Oh my God," the fiancé breathed. "Minjun, who is this child?" But Minjun couldn't speak. He just stared at our daughter, and I saw his entire world collapse. I grabbed Hana's hand. "We need to go," I said quickly. "Mama..."
Before you continue, if this story touched something in you, you should know this is only the beginning. The complete version includes 30 full audio stories, more than 30 hours of uninterrupted listening. No ads, no cuts, no distractions. Scan the QR code on your screen, or tap the link in the pinned comment to continue listening right now.
"Now." But Minjun moved fast. He crossed the lobby in 3 strides and blocked my path. "Don't." His voice was shaking. "Don't you dare run again." "Minjun, please. Is she mine?" I felt Hana's hand tighten around mine. Confused, scared. I met his eyes, and I told him the truth. "Yes." The word detonated. His fiancée gasped. "What?" Minjun's jaw clenched. "How long have you known?" "Since the beginning." "And you never told me?" "I couldn't. You let me think you were dead." His voice rose. "I mourned you. He stopped, swallowed hard. Then he looked at Hana again. "What's your name?" She glanced at me. I nodded. "Hana," she said quietly. "Hana." His voice broke. "That's beautiful." The fiancé grabbed his arm. "Minjun, we need to talk. Now." "Not now, Jiwoo." "Yes, now." "You have a child with another woman?" "I didn't know." "Well, now you do. And we're supposed to get married in 3 weeks." Hana looked up at me, tears forming. "Mama, what's happening?" I knelt beside her. "It's okay, baby. Everything's okay." But it wasn't. Because Minjun's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, and his face went white. "We need to leave," he said urgently. "Now." "What?" "My father just landed in Cape Town. If he finds out about her..." He looked at Hana. He'll use her, or kill her. Terror shot through me. How does he know I'm here? He doesn't. Yet. But his men are tracking me, which means they'll find you. Jiwoo stepped back. I'm calling my father. Jiwoo, don't... But she was already dialing. Minjun turned to me, desperation in his eyes. Thandiwe, listen to me. You have to trust me. I don't trust anyone. I know, but I'm not letting him hurt our daughter. So please, come with me. I looked at Hana, at the fear in her eyes, and I made the choice. Okay. He grabbed my hand, and we ran. We ran through the hotel's back exit into the Cape Town night, Hana between us, sirens already echoing in the distance. And I realized the 8-year lie hadn't protected us. It had only delayed the reckoning. We didn't stop running until we reached Minjun's car, a black Mercedes hidden in the parking garage. He opened the back door, and I pushed Hana inside, climbing in after her. Jiwoo stood frozen at the garage entrance, phone pressed to her ear, watching us with a mixture of rage and disbelief. Minjun started the engine. Minjun! Jiwoo screamed. If you drive away with her, we're done! He looked at her through the windshield. For a moment, I saw something like regret cross his face. Then he looked at Hana in the rearview mirror, and he floored the accelerator. We tore out of the parking garage into the Cape Town streets, tires screaming against asphalt. Hana clutched my arm. Mama, I'm scared. I know, baby, I know. I pulled her close, my heart hammering against my ribs. Minjun's knuckles were white on the steering wheel, his jaw set, his eyes scanning every mirror, every shadow, every car that got too close. Where are we going? I asked. Safe house, 20 minutes outside the city. You have a safe house in Cape Town? I have safe houses everywhere. His voice was tight, controlled. My father taught me that. Always have an exit strategy. I stared at the back of his head, at the man I'd loved and left, now driving us through the night like a getaway driver in some twisted crime film. How long have you been in South Africa? I asked quietly. 3 days. I came for the wedding planning. Jiwoo's family has connections here. The ceremony was supposed to be at the Table Mountain Hotel. Was? I think she just called it off. He laughed bitterly. Can't say I blame her. Silence filled the car. Then Hana spoke, her voice small and uncertain. Are you my father? Minjun's hands tightened on the wheel. He didn't answer immediately. I watched his reflection in the mirror, saw the war raging behind his eyes. Finally, he said, Yes, I am. Hana processed this. Why didn't you come find us? Because I didn't know you existed. Why not? Minjun glanced at me in the mirror. The accusation was clear. I swallowed hard. Hana, it's complicated. Your mother had her reasons, Minjun interrupted. His voice softened. And I'm sure they were good ones. I felt tears prick my eyes. I didn't deserve his understanding. Hana leaned forward. What's your name? Kang Minjun. That's a cool name. Despite everything, he almost smiled. Thank you. Do you live in Korea? Yes. Is it nice there? Sometimes. Will I ever see it? Minjun's expression darkened. I don't know, Hana. She sat back, thinking. Then she said, Do you love my mama? The question hung in the air like smoke. Minjun didn't answer, and I didn't breathe. We drove the rest of the way in silence. The safe house was a small villa in Constantia, hidden behind tall walls and electric gates. Minjun pulled into the driveway, killed the engine, and sat for a moment, staring straight ahead. We're safe here, he said finally. For now. We went inside. The place was modern, minimalist, cold. It looked exactly like the kind of place a man like Minjun would own. Functional, anonymous, ready to be abandoned at a moment's notice. Hana explored the living room while I stood awkwardly near the kitchen island. Minjun poured himself a whiskey, drank it in one swallow, poured another. "You want one?" he offered. "No. Probably smart." He set the glass down and finally looked at me. Really looked at me. 8 years, Thandiwe. I know. 8 years and you never thought to tell me I had a daughter? It wasn't safe. Safe? He laughed harshly. You think I wouldn't have protected you? Protected her? How? I shot back. By bringing us into your world? By making Hana a target? Your father would have used her as leverage the second he found out. So you decided for me. You decided I didn't deserve to know. I decided to keep her alive. My voice echoed through the room. Hana looked up from the couch, her eyes wide. I lowered my voice. I'm sorry, Minjun. I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry I ran. But I did what I had to do to protect our child. He stared at me for a long moment. Then he walked to the window, looking out at the dark Cape Town hills. I spent 2 years looking for you, he said quietly. After the accident, after they found the body, something felt wrong. The dental records didn't match perfectly. The timeline was off. But my father said I was being paranoid, that I needed to move on. My throat tightened. So I tried. I buried myself in work, in the family business. I became exactly what he wanted me to be. Cold, efficient, ruthless. He turned back to me. And then 2 months ago, he arranged my marriage to Jiwoo, an alliance between our families. A strategic move. Do you love her? No. His answer was immediate. But I was going to marry her anyway. Because that's what heirs do. We sacrifice. I'm sorry. Don't be. He stepped closer. Because the moment I saw you tonight, I realized I'd been dead for 8 years. And seeing Hana, his voice broke. She's the only real thing I've ever created. Tears spilled down my cheeks. Minjun, I'm not leaving her, Thandiwe. I don't care what my father says. I don't care about the wedding. I'm not walking away from my daughter. Your father will kill you. Let him try. The intensity in his eyes terrified me, because I knew what it meant. War. We put Hana to bed in one of the guest rooms. She was exhausted, emotionally and physically. She fell asleep almost instantly. I sat on the edge of her bed, brushing hair from her face, watching her chest rise and fall. Minjun stood in the doorway. She looks like you, I whispered. She has your strength. I smiled sadly. She has your stubbornness. He crossed the room and sat beside me, staring at our daughter with an expression I'd never seen on him before. Wonder. Terror. Love. What have I missed? He asked softly. Everything. Her first steps, her first words, her first day of school. She loves drawing, and she's obsessed with marine biology. She wants to be a scientist. A scientist. He smiled. Not a mafia boss. No, never. He reached out, hesitating, then gently touched Hana's hand. I won't let my world touch her, he said. I promise you that. You can't promise that, Minjun. Your world doesn't let go. Then I'll burn it down. I looked at him. You don't mean that. Don't I? Before I could respond, his phone buzzed. He pulled it out, read the screen, and his face went white. What? He showed me the message. From Father. I know about the girl. Bring her to me, now. My blood turned to ice. How does he know? Jiwoo. Minjun's voice was hollow. She must have told her father, and he told mine. I grabbed his arm. We have to run, now. Where? He has people everywhere. Then we fight. Against my father? Thandiwe, he controls half the underworld in Asia. He has connections in Europe, Africa, South America. There's nowhere we can go that he won't find us. So what? We just surrender? Let him take Hana? No. His eyes hardened. We negotiate. There's nothing to negotiate. Yes, there is. He stood. Me. I'll trade myself for her safety. Minjun. No. I'm his heir, his legacy. He won't kill me, but he will kill her if he thinks she's a threat to the family reputation. And you think sacrificing yourself will save her? I think it's the only option we have. I stood, facing him. There's another option. What? We kill him first. The words hung between us. Minjun stared at me. You're serious. Your father is a monster. He's destroyed countless lives, including yours. Why shouldn't we end him? Because he's still my father. He's a murderer. So am I. I flinched. Minjun ran a hand through his hair. I've done terrible things, Thandiwi. Things I can't take back. My hands are soaked in blood, and most of it was because of him. But killing him won't erase that. It'll just make me worse. Then what do we do? He looked at Hana, sleeping peacefully, unaware of the nightmare closing in around her. We protect her, he said, whatever it costs. His phone buzzed again. Another message. This time, a photo. It was Jiwoo, bound to a chair, a gun pressed to her head. The text below read, "You have 2 hours. The girl for the bride. Choose." And I realized we weren't just running from the Mafia anymore. We were trapped in a war with no way out. Minjun stared at the photo of Jiwoo, his face unreadable. I couldn't breathe. They took her. My father doesn't take hostages, Minjun said slowly. He eliminates problems. This is Jiwoo's father, the Park family. Why would they take her? Because I humiliated them. I chose you and Hana over their daughter, over the alliance. He set his phone down carefully. They want revenge. So they'll kill her if you don't hand over Hana. They'll kill her anyway. His voice was flat. This isn't about an exchange. It's about sending a message. That betrayal has consequences. I felt sick. We can't just let her die. She's not your responsibility. She's a human being, Minjun. She's the daughter of a Mafia boss who's tried to kill me 3 times. He turned to me, and for the first time, I saw real anger. You think she's innocent? You think she didn't know exactly what she was marrying into? That doesn't mean she deserves to die. In this world, it does. I stepped back, shocked by the coldness in his voice. This was the man I'd run from, the heir to darkness, the killer. But then I saw his hands shaking, and I understood. He wasn't cold. He was terrified, because saving Jiwoo meant exposing Hana, and losing Hana was something he couldn't survive. I moved closer. Minjun, look at me. He did. If we let her die, I said quietly, we become exactly what your father is. And Hana will grow up knowing her parents were murderers who chose her life over an innocent woman's. Jiwoo isn't innocent. She is in this. She didn't kidnap herself. She's a pawn just like we were, just like Hana is now. I took his hand. We find another way. There is no other way. There's always another way. He stared at me for a long moment. Then he closed his eyes. You're going to get us all killed. Probably. He almost laughed. I forgot how stubborn you are. You fell in love with stubborn. His eyes opened, met mine, and for a second, the years dissolved. We were back in Seoul, on that rooftop, before everything broke. Then his phone rang. He answered. What? A voice crackled through the speaker. Cold, authoritative. Minjun's father. Son, I believe we need to talk. Minjun put the phone on speaker. I have nothing to say to you. Oh, I think you do, especially regarding the child you've been hiding. Minjun's jaw clenched. She's not part of this. Everything is part of this. You are my heir. Your bloodline is my legacy. And if you fathered a bastard child with some African woman, her name is Thandiwe, Minjun interrupted, his voice dangerous. And Hana is not a bastard. She's my daughter. Silence on the line. Then, where is the mother? None of your business. Minjun, don't test me. Or what? You'll kill me? You've been trying to kill the human part of me for 30 years. Congratulations. You finally succeeded. I made you strong. You made me empty. Another silence. Then Mr. Kang's voice changed. Softer. More dangerous. The Park family has Jiwoo. I assume you know this. Yes. They want the child in exchange. They're not getting her. Then Jiwoo dies. And the alliance collapses. And war begins. His father paused. Is that what you want, Minjun? A war that will consume hundreds of lives, all for one little girl? Minjun's hand tightened around the phone. I saw the calculation in his eyes. The terrible math of survival. One life versus hundreds. His daughter versus innocent people caught in the crossfire. There's a third option, Minjun said finally. I'm listening. I meet with the Park family face to face, and I negotiate directly. They'll kill you on sight. Maybe, but at least it ends with me, not her. You'd sacrifice yourself for a child you just met? She's my daughter. I'd do anything for her. I heard something crack in Mr. Kang's voice. You're a fool. I'm your son. The line went dead. Minjun set the phone down and turned to me. I'm going to the exchange. Not alone, you're not. Thandiwe, I'm coming with you. You're going to need backup. You haven't been in the field in 8 years. Muscle memory. I grabbed my old tactical bag from the closet. Something I'd kept all these years, just in case. Besides, you think I'm letting you die without me? He stared at me. You really are insane. You fell in love with insane. This time, he did laugh. We left Hana with one of Minjun's trusted men, a quiet South African operative named David, who owed Minjun his life. If we're not back in 3 hours, Minjun told him, take her to the address I gave you. New identity, new life. Understand? David nodded. I knelt beside Hana, who'd woken up confused and scared. Mama, where are you going? Just out for a little while, baby. David's going to stay with you. I don't like this. I know, but I promise, I'll be back. I kissed her forehead. I love you, Hana. More than anything. I love you too, Mama. Minjun crouched beside her. Hana. She looked at him with those big dark eyes, his eyes. Take care of your mother for me, he said softly. You're supposed to take care of her. I know, and I'm trying, but in case I can't, he hesitated. Be strong, okay? Like her. Hana threw her arms around his neck. Minjun froze, clearly unprepared for the gesture. Then slowly, he hugged her back. I saw tears on his face, and I knew, no matter what happened tonight, something in him had changed forever. The exchange location was an abandoned warehouse near the Cape Town docks. Classic Mafia theater. We arrived in Minjun's car, weapons hidden, hearts pounding. The warehouse loomed ahead, dark and foreboding. Last chance to back out, Minjun said. Not a chance. We got out of the car. The night air was cold, salty. The ocean crashed against the pier somewhere in the darkness. 2 figures emerged from the warehouse. Park Dong-woo, Jiwoo's father, a man in his 60s with silver hair and a smile like a blade. And beside him, Jiwoo herself, alive, bruised, but alive. Minjun, Dong-woo said pleasantly. So glad you could make it. Let her go. Of course. As soon as you hand over the girl. The girl isn't here. Dongwoo's smile faded. Then we have a problem. No, we have a solution. Minjun stepped forward. Me. I'll join your family. Marry Jiwoo. Expand the alliance. But Hana and her mother are off limits. Forever. Dongwoo considered this. Tempting, but I don't trust you anymore. Then kill me, right now. Get your revenge. Minjun, no, I started. But he held up a hand, silencing me. Dongwoo laughed. You'd die for a bastard child? She's not a bastard. She's mine. Touching. Dongwoo pulled a gun. But insufficient. That's when the real trap revealed itself. Headlights flooded the warehouse. Cars surrounded us. 10, 15, 20. Armed men poured out. Not Park family. Kang family. Minjun's father stepped out of the lead car, flanked by his personal guards. He looked at his son with something like disappointment. Did you really think I'd let you negotiate your way out of this, Minjun? Minjun's face went pale. Father, you've embarrassed me for the last time. Mr. Kang nodded to his men. Take the woman. Kill the Parks. And bring my son home. Chaos exploded. Gunfire lit up the night. I dove behind a shipping container, pulling my weapon, returning fire. Minjun fought his way toward Jiwoo, trying to shield her from the crossfire. The Park family guards engaged the Kang soldiers. Blood, screaming, death. This was the world I'd run from. And now I was drowning in it. I saw Mr. Kang advancing toward Minjun, gun raised. No! I screamed, and I ran. I ran toward Minjun, toward the man I'd loved and lost, knowing I'd never reach him in time. The gunshot cracked through the air, and everything went black. I didn't die. The bullet missed. But barely. I felt the heat of it graze past my ear as I tackled Minjun to the ground. We hit the concrete hard, his father's second shot slamming into the shipping container behind us. Thandiwei! Minjun grabbed my face, searching for wounds. Are you hit? No. Are you? No. Around us, the firefight raged. The Park family and the Kang family, locked in mutual destruction. Everything his father had feared. War. And it was happening because of us. Minjun pulled me behind cover, his body shielding mine. We have to end this, he said. How? He looked toward his father, who was barking orders, orchestrating the violence with cold precision. I have to stop him. Minjun, he'll kill you. I know. He started to stand, but I grabbed his arm. Wait, there's another way. What? I pointed to the far side of the warehouse where Jiwoo was being dragged toward a car by two of Dongwoo's men. We save her. Together. We prove that this doesn't have to end in blood. Thandiwei, that's suicide. So is everything else we've done tonight. I checked my magazine. You said you'd burn your world down for Hana. Prove it. Show her father that his son isn't a monster. Something shifted in Minjun's eyes. Hope. Terrifying and fragile. Okay. We moved together, like we had in Seoul all those years ago. 2 operatives, 1 target. I laid down covering fire while Minjun sprinted toward Jiwoo. He took down the first guard with a brutal efficiency that reminded me exactly who he was. The second guard raised his gun, but I shot first. Minjun reached Jiwoo, cutting her restraints. Can you run? He asked. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. Then run. Get to the cars. Don't stop. Minjun, go! She ran. That's when Minjun's father saw us, his face contorted with rage. Minjun!
If you stayed until the end, it's because this story stayed with you. What you heard here is just a fragment. The full experience lives in 30 complete audio stories, carefully told with every emotion, every secret, and every moment that couldn't be shared on YouTube. There are no ads, no interruptions, And you can listen anytime, anywhere, in total privacy. Scan the QR code on your screen now, or tap the link in the pinned comment and discover what was never said.
What are you doing? Minjun stood slowly, facing his father across the blood-soaked warehouse. What I should have done years ago. You're choosing them over me? Over your family? You're not my family. You're a prison I've been trapped in my entire life. Mr. Kang raised his gun. Then I'll set you free. Father, don't... The shot rang out, but it didn't come from Mr. Kang. It came from behind him. One of his own men, a younger soldier I recognized from Seoul, had fired. Mr. Kang stumbled, shock flooding his face. He turned, saw the shooter, and whispered, "Why?" The young man's voice shook. "Because I'm tired of watching you destroy good people." Mr. Kang fell. The warehouse went silent. Everyone stopped, stared, the head of the Kang Mafia, bleeding out on the concrete. Minjun ran to him, dropping to his knees. "Father!" "Mister." Kang looked up at his son, blood on his lips. "You were supposed to be stronger than me." "I am," Minjun said, tears streaming down his face. "Because I know when to stop." Mr. Kang's eyes glazed over. And he died. The aftermath was chaos. Police sirens, ambulances, bodies everywhere. The Park family scattered, most of them arrested. Dongwoo among them. Jiwoo was safe, traumatized, but alive. She looked at Minjun before the ambulance took her away. "Thank you," she whispered. He nodded. No words necessary. We returned to the safe house at dawn. Hana was asleep on the couch, David watching over her like a guardian angel. When she woke and saw us, bruised, bloody, but alive, she burst into tears and ran into our arms. "I thought you weren't coming back." "We promised, didn't we?" I held her tight. "We always keep our promises." Minjun knelt beside us, his hand on Hana's back. A family, broken and battered, but whole. 3 months later, we were on a plane. Not to Korea, not to Africa, to New Zealand. A small town on the South Island. Mountains. Ocean. Quiet. Minjun had liquidated his assets, burned every bridge to the Mafia world, and bought us a house overlooking the sea. "It's not much," he said as we pulled up the driveway. "It's everything," I replied. Hana ran inside, already claiming the bedroom with the best view. Minjun and I stood on the porch, watching the sunset paint the sky in gold and crimson. "Do you think we'll ever really be free?" I asked. "I don't know," he admitted, "but I think we have a chance. A chance is more than we had before." He took my hand. "I'm sorry. For everything. For the years we lost. For the danger I brought to you and Hana. You also brought love, protection, a future." I turned to him. "We're alive, Minjun. That's what matters." He pulled me close, pressing his forehead to mine. "I love you, Thandiwe. I should have said it 8 years ago. I love you too." We kissed, soft and slow, as the sun dipped below the horizon. Inside, Hana called out, "Mama, Dad, come see my room." "Dad." Minjun's eyes widened at the word. Then he smiled, really smiled. "Coming," he called back. We walked inside together, into the light, away from the darkness. And for the first time in 8 years, I believed we might actually survive this. But here's the thing about darkness. It never really lets you go. Sometimes late at night, I still wake up expecting to see men in black suits at our door. I watch Minjun sleep, and I wonder if he dreams of his father, of the blood, of the empire he walked away from. And I look at Hana, growing up innocent and free, and I ask myself, did I do the right thing by running 8 years ago? Or did I steal from her the chance to know her father when she needed him most? Love, survival, and sacrifice. Where do you draw the line? If you were me, would you have done it differently?